Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm going to talk to you today about Abu Sayaff. It's a ISIS and Al Qaeda backed terrorist group in the southern part of the Philippines, specifically in the island of Mindanao. And President Duterte blames a lot of the problems in the southern Philippines on the Americans. And it's all Abu Sayyaf's fault, okay? And the ideology of radical Islam, okay? In April of this year, Abu Sayyaf pledged allegiance to ISIS, and they fly the black ISIS flags, okay? And ISIS's goal is to set up an Islamic State, and in that Islamic State, everybody must submit to their form of Islam. ISIS actually got control of a lot of Iraq after the U.S. soldiers withdrew. So the U.S. soldiers withdrawing from the Philippines is not going to solve the matter. Case in point, about 4 days ago, fortunately the Philippine police and military caught these guys, but they were Abu Sayyaf members. Were in a city in the southern Philippines, Zamboanga City, and the Philippine police and military caught them with bombs. They caught the bombs, and they caught the people. No deaths or injuries happened. Praise God. I'm very happy about that. And then also on September 27th, there were about $125,000 worth of weapons that got seized that were going to Abu Sayyaf. They know that the U.S. military is withdrawing, and they think that they can wreak a lot more terror because of that. Fortunately, the Philippine army is cracking down on Abu Sayyaf, and I have to give President Duterte credit, even though he blames Americans for a lot of that. He cracks down pretty heavily on Abu Sayyaf, and I have to give him credit on that. And fortunately, the Philippine military is doing a good job in keeping that under control. But all the Philippine soldiers that have done that, they have received training from the U.S. soldiers about some time or another because the U.S. had a heavy training presence in that region. So Abu Sayyaf was funded by Osama bin Laden, and it was founded by his brother in the year 1992. So Al Qaeda basically founded Abu Sayyaf, and it was basically the bin Laden family that founded Abu Sayyaf. Okay. When the Soviets left Afghanistan, now they were there to occupy and to oppress it, okay? And most Afghan freedom fighters are not affiliated with terrorism or terrorist organizations, but some were, like Osama bin Laden. And bin Laden's from Saudi Arabia, but he had lived in the mountains of Afghanistan, and he fought with the Afghan freedom fighters. And he was a rarity. Most of them were not radical Islamic extremists. But when the Soviet Union left Afghanistan, the Taliban and Al Qaeda maintained a heavy presence there. Them withdrawing didn't solve the terrorism problem in Afghanistan. The U.S. withdrawing from the southern Philippines is not going to solve the terrorism problem. And blaming it on the Americans just doesn't do anything. Abu Sayyaf was formed for one reason, is to impose a wicked radical ideology on the rest of civilization. Same as ISIS, same as Al Qaeda. Abu Sayyaf has pledged allegiance to ISIS. The bin Laden family founded Abu Sayyaf. Wake up, people. Anyways, hope everybody's doing well. Take care. God bless. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.